Hey, in today's video we are going to be talking about 15 glitches that you should try before the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC that will be coming here soon for Elden Ring. Let's start off with number 1. This can be located right over here at below the well Lost Grace. From there you will want to travel towards the southwest. We are going to then go towards the southwest. Watch out for the enemies nearby because their aim is insane, so yeah, if you're familiar with this area, not fun at all. We are going to then go towards the north here and then jump. Let's go on to this bridge, go towards this way, and we are then eventually going to take a right so that we are facing north. What you should see in the distance is the waterfall. We are going to locate the right side and try to jump on this ledge piece. It's kind of hard to describe, yet you'll understand once you jump towards it. There's like this little nudge that you can land on right there, and then jump towards the right and continue till you're right here. Make sure that you double jump, and then double jump some more. We are now officially over here, which is great because there's no death barrier. We want to then double jump, and then swipe. Right after we double jump, continue swiping all the way down. If for some reason you do stop, you will end up falling to your death, so do not stop swinging. Continue doing so. Again, the runes will pop up. We now have the Great Oracular Bubble, as well as the Ashes of War called Square Off. Then, now a great enemy has felled, and this will be the Dragon Hellbird. Continuing on to number 2. If you head over towards the Deep Root Depths, there's 3 different ways, maybe even 4 if my memory serves me right. Yet just go towards the left here and jump on the tree. Do not simply just run up to it without sprinting. You do want to sprint with your mount and then jump towards the left, jump towards the left again. Then once you're on this top root, turn around, then go forward. We are going to go towards the right, and jump down, and then jump off the branch. From there, you can then continuously swing just like we've done before. Remember, if you do stop swinging, this will result into a falling death animation, and you will have to restart back at the top where we just were. What's so great about this spot is that you are able to acquire quite a lot of runes, as well as Numen runes, that can then be taken to a nearest vendor, and you can then trade it in. There's a lot of runes you can grab from that, as well as some items, some smithing stones, and some like staffs. It's crazy. There's a lot that you can grab from this, and I recommend it. Next up on number 3 is going to be the good old rune farm over here at Dynasty Mausoleum. We are going to arrive here and then drop down. We'll then hop on top of our mount, go towards the left here. You are going to locate this tree on the left. If you jump towards the very top portion of it, you can then jump towards the left. Once you do jump, double jump, land on ledge, and then continue towards the left. You can then jump off at any portion of the side here. It honestly doesn't matter as long as you double jump. For example, right here, we'll delay that double jump right there and then jump. You will then want to continue swiping, and once you do continue swiping, you will see the runes 30 to 45 seconds, and it does take about that long for those runes to pop up. And when it does, you will be able to acquire some good amount of runes, about 200, 300, depending on if you're on New Game Plus. If you're anything below that, it might be just 100. Not only this, you will be able to receive an Ashes of War called Blood Tax. Definitely good to use, and let's continue on. If you're curious on how to get out of this, what you can do is simply pause the game, quickly go to the maps there, and then locate the last Lost Grace you were at, and you'll survive everything. Let's say that this was not something that you could do, right? It's probably difficult. There's an easier method located here on the right side if you head towards the northeast. Continue forward, and you'll locate the right side of this huge tree. Once you're next to this massive tree, go ahead and jump up, and then jump towards the left. There should be this little bit that you can land on, and then you'll turn around, do a 180, jump up, and jump up again, and then jump to the top portion here. Continue, and then you'll see an open hole that you can simply jump and swipe like we've done before. You'll survive it, and yeah, just continue swiping. Remember, the runes will pop up 30 to 45 seconds, so just give it some time. Number 4 is going to consist of a farm that you can do a little bit later on over here at the Concreated Snowfields. You will need to locate Ordina's Lost Grace, take a left, and then go all the way down. We are going to go all the way up, but we cannot do that until we interact with the statue, and then pretty much complete the puzzle. It's self-explanatory because you really just go up to each tower and light the flame. There's one on the bottom too that you can light as well. Once you have all 4, you'll unlock this. We'll go all the way up and double jump and continuously swing. You will be able to see the runes here shortly, and it's a good amount. 300 if you're on New Game Plus. Might be around 150 if you are anything below that, especially if you're new. It definitely should be around 100 to 150. We are now going to continue on and talk about glitches, specifically for bosses. Number 5, we are going to be able to take out both Radagon and the Elden beasts all at the same time. What you need to do is interact with the golden door. You should be presented right there in front of the boss. Simply pause the game, exit, and then reload the save. You'll then want to go down here, and we are going to then take a left. Note, you will need Millennia's Blade. If you do not have that, then this next part might be a little difficult, and I'll show you why. We are going to continue towards the west, take a left, so that you are basically retracing your steps, and then go towards the left side here, and we are going to jump downwards so that we land right there on the golden roof. We are now going to then jump down so that we are next to this chalice here, then jump on top of the old lady, and then jump down on the bottom portion. We're going to use the Ashes of War, so hold down L2. You may need to tap it twice if you're on console, because I'm on PC and I have to tap it twice in order to do that midair. We're going to go towards the east, turn around, tap it again so that we land right here on the bottom ledge. If you jump like I've done here, that's no bueno. You're going to end up dying. So you will need to just softly land, drop down, then go against the side here, continue towards the east. What you should see here in the distance is we're going to have to make a little bit of a leap, like so, then continue towards the east. Note, the next glitch that we are going to utilize is going to be an offhand swap. If you would like to know how to acquire these items in order to do this glitch, I have timestamps down below where you can click right to it. It'll say item requirements. This will show you how to grab these items early game so that you can do this right away. If you happen to have these items already, then I'll just tell you what they are. We are going to be using either the Staff of the Avatar or Ground Slam. It could be any sword that you have applied to it, just as long as you have Ground Slam. You will want one sword with the spinning weapon, specifically the Ashes of War called Spinning Weapon. In order to do the offhand swap, we will then try to use our mount. We'll hit the Ashes of War button, which will be L2 on console, pause the game, click the Uchigatana, and replace it with another sword or another item that has the Ashes of War called Spinning Weapon. You will then be pushed forward, hold down the V button if you're on PC. Of course, if you're on console, continuously hold down L2. What should happen after some time is that the Elden Beast will then drop below the map, and you'll say God Slain. You will be able to see the Elden Remembrance, as well as you will be able to receive 1 million runes. When you do pop back in, it will look like you have to battle Radagon, but no, you absolutely do not. Just suffer the loss. Then once you're reloaded back in, you will see that actually, you can tell right there in the distance, the item that you have to interact at the end of the game is right there in the middle. So yeah, of course, you don't have to battle them again, and you can just continue onwards. Number 6, we are now going to deal with Margott. This is quite easy. We will then go up towards the mist door, interact with it. When you do load in, just simply pause the game and exit out. Reload back in. You should be outside of the mist door. Then, instead of continuing towards the left side and using Millennia's Blade, we're going to go towards the right side and simply retrace all the way back up towards the east capital here. We will try to use the mount, hit L2, pause the game, and replace the Uchigatana with the spinning weapon. Then from there, rinse and repeat the same exact method here. Just make sure that you replace your Uchigatana with the correct sword. We are going to then use the black blade once more so that you land right here. Go towards the left. Then we'll replace the black blade with the dagger that has the ground slam. Note that you do not need any other Ashes of War besides the spinning blade in order to do this next part. So with the dagger applied that has ground slam and the Uchigatana with the unsheath, we'll look for an item, hit L2, pause the game, replace the Uchigatana with an item that has the spinning weapon. Remember to hold down L2 if you are on console. If you're on PC, this is going to be right click and shift. Or you can simply hold down the V key. It's entirely up to you. What should happen after you have held it down for 30 to 45 seconds? You should see the runes pop up. You will also be able to receive a golden seed if you've yet to take out one of the bosses there. I believe that is a mini boss. Not only this, you will be able to receive Thunderbolt, which I highly recommend that you use that. And there you go, you can see that Margott's Great Rune is there, as well as the Remembrance. And of course you will receive some runes. It does depend whether or not you are on New Game Plus or not, because you will receive more if you are on New Game Plus, and if you're a new player, you'll probably receive less. Continuing towards number 7, we are going to arrive right before the boss. We'll then take that lift up, interact with the mist door. If you do not see a mist door, this is because either two things: you've already, defeated the boss, or you may just need to see the cutscene, and that's probably it. When you have loaded in, again, we are going to exit out of the game, reload back in. You should pop outside right next to the mist door. Once you have, make your way back down the lift, and you'll then see the Lost Grace that you most likely have passed by. You can then drop down towards the bottom here, where there's sort of this little ledge you can land on. You will then want to jump towards the south, land on this ledge, face towards the mountain, then sort of just jump towards the left. You should see this little ledge that you can land on, and then jump midway and land right here. You will then progress towards the west. Eventually you will be able to use your mount, yet for this portion right here you are not able to do so. So you will need to go up a little bit further, then jump across. This will then take you off your mount so that you are forced to go towards the east here. And when you arrive on the top here, you can now use your mount again. We'll locate a hole here that's in the middle of the rock, and we'll then jump through it and continuously swipe. Remember, the second that you stop swiping, you will fall to your death. After 30 to 45 seconds, runes will pop up, and if you have not done this prior, you will receive the blood tax, as well as you should see the runes and the boss. If you are curious on how to survive the fall damage, simply open up the map and fast travel back towards one of the Lost Grace. It does not matter which one it is. Continuing on to number 8, we want to arrive over at the Freezing Lake because we are going to take out the commander over here that's holding on to one of the medallions. The location can be found right here. We are going to then go towards the west, follow along the side here. We want to make sure that we don't interact with any of the enemies because, man, it is a pain trying to do this if you're being attacked, right? So go towards the northeast and delay your double jump like so and continuously swing. It will look like you're falling towards your death, but do not worry, you're going to survive it all as long as you do continue to swipe. After some time, you should see Great Enemy Felled, and you will see the items and the runes. This means you've done everything correctly. If you want to survive the landing, remember to open up the map and then spawn towards the Freezing Lake Lost Grace. Or if you have the Castle Soul Lost Grace, then you can simply spawn over there. It's really up to you. Number 9, if you arrive over here at the Volcano Manor, we are going to take out the Godskin Noble easily. Again, this is going to be without fighting him, so this way you're able to acquire the runes and everything and continue on with the story without any slowing down, right? So we are going to interact with the boss and then save and load up again so they're outside the mist door. We will use the offhand swap with the black blade, which we'll want the black blade in the right, Uchikatana on the left, and we will want to replace the Uchikatana with the spinning weapon ashes. So try to find the item of your choice, which I'm going to try to use the mount. While I'm trying to use my mount, I'm going to hit L2, pause the game, go down, and replace that Uchikatana with the spinning weapon. I'm going to let this speed through, and I'll catch you on the other side here. Once you've made it this far, you should see something like this. You can use the black blade to skip across this gap and make it over there without needlessly needing to go to each side. So now you can just go to one side and now you're over here. We'll jump up on top of the rock, continue up, right and left. Eventually you will need to use the, at least I call it the speed buff glitch, where you look for an item, specifically your mount, and then you sprint right afterwards. This will then boost your speed a little bit so that you can leap across gaps. It's really useful for a lot of things. Now at this point, do not progress any further because you will drop down. We are going to then swap over towards a dagger that has the ground slam, and we will then want a Uchikatana with unsheath. You're going to look for an item, hit L2, pause the game, replace the Uchikatana with the spinning weapon. For example, I have another Uchikatana that has the spinning weapon, so I'm going to use that instead. This way I can just swap over towards the right. Continuously hold down L2 if you're on console. If you're on PC, hold down right click and the shift, or simply hold down the V key, it's up to you. What you should see after some time is some smith and stones, as well as eventually you will see the boss drop. Number 10, we are going to take out right card. The easiest way to do this is to place down a summon, then head towards the left side, and we're going to locate this rock right here, do a 180 so that we jump right over here. We're going to then use the offhand swap with the black blade, yet you do want to delay it just by a little bit because what's going to happen is it's going to lift your character up in the air, so this will give you a little bit of height to work with so that you can then make it on top of the rock like so. You'll want to do this again during the second phase, and once you have done so, simply jump off the map using the same offhand swap like before, and you will see the runes and the demigod have felled. Remember to hold down the L2 throughout the whole entire process until the boss does drop and everything has been shown on the screen. If you do not do this, you will not see the end results, so there you go, you've taken out the boss. Number 11, let's head over towards the Church of Inhibition. You can use this on any invader really. What we're going to do is specifically take out this one over at the church, because there's some great ways of launching this dude off the map, and it's not going to be because of us, it's going to be because of the NPC. And I'll show you a great example right here. Let's go past him. You might take some damage. Continue towards the north here. Eventually, what you will see on the right side is somewhere that you can then drop down, and this is what we are going to do. If you do not drop down, you're going to get your butt kicked by this dude, and it is not fun at all, especially on new game. Wait just here, and what you should see is that he's going to try to use his powers, right? He's going to try to use his spells to take you out, but it's not going to work. Eventually, he will then launch himself off the map, and there you go. Number 12, let's take out the boss over here at the Merchant Shack. You will need to progress the time forward so that it is nightfall, and you'll then want to travel back towards the Lost Grace if the boss does not pop up. When the boss does pop up, just head towards the right here and just wait for him to arrive. We're going to drop down below. There's a few tricks with this because he can either do two things. He can launch himself off the map, or he will follow you downwards. So if you end up falling to your death, most likely he will follow you there and end up falling to his death as well. And you'll see a great example of this within this clip. I'm trying to progress a little bit lower here, and I end up falling towards my death, which you can tell that he dropped down too, and now both of us have fallen to our deaths. But here's a good thing, I received some items and I'm respawned. So there you go. Number 13, we are going to talk about the Dragon Glitch that can be respawned a bunch of times so you can acquire a lot of runes. We want to memorize 2 spells, specifically the Blood Flame Blade and the Fire's Deadly Sin. Once you have acquired that, you will want something to cast it down with, and you'll then want to use this on a blade, then activate your Fire's Deadly Sin, and what you should notice is that the dragon is going to take a lot of damage. What's great about this is that when you do get down towards the bottom portion of its health, you will want to wait for it to twitch. You can then progress backwards so that you're heading towards the Lost Grace that you were just at, and you'll then notice that when you do sit down at the Lost Grace and then pop back out of it, the boss will be there as well, and I'll show you exactly what I mean right here. So here we go, we're coming down to the part where I will need to reuse my spells, but yet I notice, oh boy, I took out the boss way too soon, so then I tried to force myself to get back as soon as possible, interact with the Lost Grace, then when I get out of it, the boss will be right there in the distance. Number 14, we will want to arrive over here at Giant's Conquering Hero's Grave. You will want to take the lift up so that you are now outside. If you would like to rinse and repeat this, you do need to hit the lift back down just to make things easier for when you do spawn back at the Lost Grace. We are going to jump across this gap, watch out for the little finger dude there, then go towards the left, continue along, and you will see a frozen giant in the distance. This is where we will then double jump right off the map. Note, delaying your second jump will help out a lot. So as you can tell right there, when I jumped the first time, I let myself fall just a little bit and then used my double jump. Continuously swing and you will receive some runes, and you can rinse and repeat this. Number 15, we want to arrive over here at the Church of the Plague. We are going to go behind the church, go towards the southeast. We will double jump off the map, yet you do want to delay the second jump, so jump once, then jump again. What's going to happen now is you are going to be able to skip straight towards the Radagon boss by simply using this method right here. You will have an option between the left and the right side. Choose the left option right there. Then what's going to happen is you'll load back in and you'll see that you're right there in front of the boss, where you just need to take the teleporter, and when you have went through, you go against the boss, and it's that easy. So with all of that out of the way, we can now talk about the item requirements. If you want to attempt at any of the glitches before, you will need to know how to acquire the items that I've used in this video. If you head over here towards the Sainted Hero's Grave, you will come across a Black Knife Assassin. Take her out and you will then be rewarded with the Black Knife. Then let's go over towards Limgrave. Once you're over here, if you pause the map, you will be able to locate a Erdtree over here on the bottom right. You will want to go over here and you should see a golden, or excuse me, a silver scarab. Once defeated, you will end up seeing that the scarab will drop the ground slam, and you can then progress on towards the next step. Next, we want to arrive over here at Death Touch Catacombs, so proceed towards the west. You can locate this right at the start, so you definitely can reach this area. Continue towards the west, take a left, then go down this way, and then drop down, turn around, and watch out for the skeletons. They're kind of a pain. Continue, go towards the left, and then go all the way down this hallway, take a left, and then you should find that Uchikatana on the right side there laying on the ledge. Pick it up and you're good to go for the next step. Next up, we want to head over here towards Stormvale, and we are going to specifically spawn at the Rampart Tower. You should be able to find this right at the start of the game. If you continue forward, there will be this church in the middle. You should find Roger inside, yet if you've defeated Godric, you will find him in a very, very critical state over here at the round table. Now, continuing on, we will need to buy a dagger. This can be also located at the round table. If you go towards the two twins, you can purchase the dagger right here. So now those items are mainly just for offhand swapping. If you would like to do the unlimited dragon respawn glitch, you will want to acquire 2 items. If you head over here towards the fortified manor, you should be able to find a painting next to the Lost Grace. Acquire that, then you will want to head over towards the top here. You have 2 choices. You can either spawn at Windmill Village, or if you have the Lost Grace at the top, you can choose Windmill Heights. Either or, you will want to go towards the very top portion here, go all the way towards the right, and you should see this right here. There will be an item that drops, pick it up, and now you have the Fire's Deadly Sin. If we head over here towards the Rose Church, what you should find behind this church is a silver scarab that you will want to take out. Once done, you will be able to acquire the Blood Flame Blade, which can be used on the Unlimited Dragon respawn. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video. These are the requirements that you will need for some of the glitches, and I hope that you guys have a great day out there. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, turn those notifications on to all, and most importantly, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to reply back within the first hour or 2. And yeah, thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.